Welcome to another episode of Play Select. My name is Gold Mountain, and this is part 2 out of 2 of our E3 special. And in this special, we'll be covering news about Xbox 360 and PS3 games. Now, on this episode, we have Gears, Halo, Resident Evil 6, the crazy hairstyles of Tekken, the wonderful physics engine of Dead or Alive, The Last of Us, and as Optimus Prime would say, transform and roll out. The secret's out. Interesting news for Halo fans. On November 6th marks the return of Master Chief after his long hiatus in Halo 4. Now this game marks part 1 of 3 in the trilogy called the Reclaimer Trilogy, and we're going to see a new direction with Halo according to the developers. What's going to happen is that instead of the very straightforward FPS style of the previous Halo games, what we're going to see here is exploration, discovery, and also mystery. So does that mean perhaps we're going to get the Golden Warthog? And the cog turns in Gears of War Judgment for the Xbox 360. Now, if you guys have seen episode 4 of Play Select, then you definitely know that the director and I are super excited for this game. Super excited for this game. Super excited for this game. Super excited for this game because it is a prequel to the original Gears of War. Now, what we're really excited about is the class-based system in the multiplayer because this is the first time it's ever happened in a Gears of War series. For example, in the class, it's called the Overrun mode, and if you're playing the cog, you get to pick the Soldier class, which can refill the ammo and also comes with a boom shot, a scout who can climb on sniper ledges and also throw tag beacons to alert you of enemies, the medic who can revive people, and the engineer who could drop turrets and also build fortifications as well as repair them. For the Locust class, you can pretty much play as any conceivable character in the game, and I'm really looking forward to play as the Cantus character because of its god-awful scream, or as I like to call it, the Canopop scream. Now, we don't know much else about the game, but we do kind of know that it will be out perhaps maybe in fall 2013. So in the meantime, if we have any other news, we'll let you know right away. Our UAV is online on November 13th, 2012 because finally Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is coming out on a multi-platform release. Now Treyarch is trying to recalibrate the single-player campaign by making it much longer because you get to choose branching paths. Now with the branching paths, there's things called strike forces. Now in strike force, depending on how you fare, depending on whether you win or lose, it will affect the ending of your single-player game. Also, the levels are supposed to be in a tactical, open-ended, giant sandbox style, so you can really get yourselves inside the game as well. What's more, the game takes place in 2 different time periods. When it comes to multiplayer, we know exactly what to expect from the Call of Duty series, but there's one thing that you guys probably don't know, and I'm really excited to tell you, is that zombie mode is coming back, but instead of the normal 4-player mode, we get 8-player multiplayer. That's insane! And also the thing that I'm really looking forward to above all else in this game is that there is a scene in the 80s where you get to ride a horse. A horse. Yo guys, I gotta tell you this. This is something that I've been following for quite some time. I'm really excited about the new Tomb Raider game. I've always been a fan of Lara Croft for obvious reasons, but also because it has great gameplay. And this one is the reiteration of it, or at least a prequel or an origin story of how Lara Croft became Lara Croft. Now, the whole theme about it is about survivability, and if you guys have seen the footage, it's really gritty, and the graphics look absolutely amazing. I really can't wait to play this game. I mean, I've seen some of the live gameplay footage, and it is violent, it is dark, it is just... Oh, man, this year, Lara Croft, she's beautiful, gorgeous. Give it to me now. Square Enix, take my money. Blood! I hope this isn't Chris's blood. And if it is, you'll probably be seeing it in Resident Evil 6 coming out on October the 6th for PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. Now this game marks a huge change because this is the first time that you get to run and gun, move and shoot, which you'll be needing because it's going to be a very, very scary game. According from what I've heard, they'll be bringing back the vibe from the original Resident Evil series. This game also marks the return of Leon S. Kennedy, Chris Redfield, and also Jill in this tripartite collaboration of zombie slaying madness. The game takes place in a fictional Chinese city based on Hong Kong. Aw yeah. And Simon at E3 ran into this guy who had something to say.
Okay, well, hey, how's it going? The end is near. Look for the sign. It looks a little like this. They're coming. I don't want to scare anyone. I just have this hole in my head burning with the knowledge of the end. There are things that are beyond zombies this time. It is pandemic. Gimmick. I don't want to scare anyone, but please look for the sign.
I think he needs a Jill sandwich.
A Jill sandwich.
You're right.
So one of our guys got a chance to play Dead Space 3 at E3, and we've covered this before, but let me reiterate the things that we've talked about because most of them were accurate. Now we know right away that it's going to be multiplayer. Now multiplayer is the first time for Dead Space, which is quite cool because I was too much of a big scaredy cat to play the first ones by myself. Secondly, we know some of it's going to be based on the Ice Planet, as you can see right here. And thirdly, they pretty much streamlined the battle with new telekinesis powers, new weapons, and everything just updated in much faster pace. So, I don't look forward to be playing this by myself, but I definitely want to play this with a friend. Dead Space 3 coming out very, very soon. It's gonna kick space ass. What does No Country for Old Men, The Road, the comic The Walking Dead, the original novel I Am Legend, as well as the historical novel City of Thieves have in common? They're all artistic inspirations for the game The Last of Us, an upcoming third-person action survival game by Naughty Dog Studios. A PlayStation 3 exclusive, players try to survive in an increasingly hostile environment where they have to run away from the military, the law enforcement, or survivors who may or may not have been infected by a crazy fungal plague. Or they're just in panic mode because the world is coming to an end. The Last of Us is really trying to set the bar with storytellings in video games right now. I mean, it is dark and gritty and extremely violent, which makes it a perfect formula for a video game in my book. I mean, it was best of E3. I've already pre-ordered my copy at PlayAsia. This is just get this game. I mean, it's gonna be amazing. It's more than meets the eye because the Transformers are back in Transformers Fall of Cybertron, a direct sequel to the War for Cybertron. Now this game takes place in the Civil War of Transformers before they make it to the Milky Way of our planet. Fans of Transformers will be excited because it's the return of the Generation 1 Transformers, yes, the original 80s versions that I've come to love. Now gameplay elements that we've come to know. Gameplay is much faster with 70% faster firing guns, so instead of the pew 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 you pew 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 like that, I don't know if my math is right there, doesn't matter, it's just faster. Also with voice acting, Peter Cullen and Fred Tatasciore reprise their role as Optimus and Megatron. But more importantly, I'm really excited for this, Grimlock returns with his original voice actor Greg Berger, doing the role again, first time in 25 years. And here is a list of all the Transformers that we know will be in the game. Let's start off with the Autobot side. Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Jazz, Cliffjumper, Ironhide, Sideswipe, Ratchet, Perceptor, Warpath, Wheeljack, Jetfire, Air Raid, Metroplex, and the original 5 Dinobots, Grimlock, Slag, Snarl, Swoop, and Sludge. On the Decepticon side, of course, we got Megatron, Shockwave, Starscream, Soundwave, the Combaticons, a combined form of Bruticus, and a giant Insecticon swarm. Oh. Sadly, the online co-op campaign mode does not return, but there is an alternative multiplayer co-op mode where you can build and customize your own Transformers. Now, I'm certainly going to make a Gold Mountain one, which is just going to be a gold mountain sitting there in the setting, throwing boulders at you. Whatever. Dead or Alive, the game with the best physics engine ever, is back on September 25th, 2012, being released for the Xbox 360 and, for the first time ever, released for a PlayStation console, i.e. the PlayStation 3. Now, this is the first time that the series is not under the helm of the original creator Itagaki, but that may not be a bad thing because with fresh blood comes new ideas. For example, the gameplay changes as thus. There's a new interruption system wherein strikes defeat throws and throws defeat holds and holds defeat strikes. But every time you get it, you get extra damage on your opponent. Now there's also highly destructive environments. You may have seen on the videos, it's absolutely stunning because you have power blows which can knock opponents into the chosen direction, into the signature danger zones that you've seen in previous Dead or Alive series. Hot, breaking, sexy news. Sarah from the Virtual Fighter series is going to make an appearance in this game as a collaboration. Who knows, because we don't know about what other characters are coming into this game, but Virtual Fighter crossover with Dead or Alive and Dead or Alive crossover with Virtual Fighter, the fighting world only knows. My goodness, I'm looking forward to this, and the fans definitely should be because the physics engine, once again, is fantastic. Another game we got to play at E3 is the brand new Persona fighting game. Now in Japan it is known as Persona 4, the ultimate in Mayonaka Arena, and in America it is known as Persona 4 Arena. Much easier to say. Now we know this game is coming out on July 26th in Japan and August 7th in America, which you can pre-order here at PlayAsia. This game is developed by Arc System Works, which is responsible for games like BlazBlue and Guilty Gear. So if you love anime style, super fast-paced, combo blocking, combo connecting, calling in people, building up your super meter, fast-paced jumping up and down air dash style type games, this one's for you. Talking about fighters, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, or TTT2 for short, is coming out very, very soon on the multi-platform release. September 2012 for the Xbox and PlayStation version, and the winter 2012 for the Wii U version. Okay, so if you love games with no coherent story and crazy ass hair, well, this is the game for you. I'm excited for this because this is an Ultimate Mega Fighters remix where you get to play every single character in Tekken at once. Now, because it's called Tag Tournament, there's gonna be a lot of tag elements where, you know, you can tag out your teammate and whatnot. But the most fun one that we found out, it is called a stage gimmick. What that is, I'll illustrate for you. Now imagine this is your character, this is my character, you're beating me up, you knock me through a wall, I fall at a wall, and you have your other character who's waiting in tag to come up and kick me out of the stage. Fantastic. Now for some slightly macabre trivia. I know there's a lot of online buzz about how you can play as the young Heihachi Mishima. Well, according to the in-game story, Namco said he drank a potion which turned him young. But the real story is this. The original voice actor, Daisuke Gori, who sounded like this, passed away, and thus forth they had to find someone to just replace the character. But instead of finding a voice actor to replace him, they just revamped it and made him young again. So, problem solved. Fantastic. Now, that being said, let's just have some footage of some E3 girls in cosplay and a Lamborghini. Alright guys, time to announce last week's winner of Prize Time. The question of last week was, what monsters could inflict the hunter with Dragon Blight in Monster Hunter 3? I'm very glad you answered this because our director hates Dragon Blight. He says it's itchy. Sorry about that. Anyways, the winner is I Am Ragnarok. Congratulations for getting the right answer, which was Ceaduus, Devilho, and Alatreon. I can't pronounce them, but it's probably something like that. But you win a copy of Monster Hunter 3 with the controller. Fantastic. Welcome to Prize Time, your new favorite time of the week, because if you know, this is when I'm gonna give you free stuff for answering my question. And if you don't know, Prize Time is very, very simple. It works like this. I'm gonna give you a question, you give me the answer, and I'm gonna give you some swag. Now, if you know the answer, you put it in our inbox and not the comment section. Our inbox and not the comment section, okay? And the prize of this week is Max Payne 3 for the Xbox 360 and the PS3, a top shelf game, because this episode talked about a lot of top shelf games, and I ain't gonna leave you hanging. Now the question of this week is like this. In our previous Wii U episode, there was images that came up like so, but a lot faster like so. And if you can give us four of them, we're gonna give you the prize. Now if you can get more of them, then I'm gonna give you this mystery box. I have no idea what this is, but this can be yours if you are smart enough to catch the imagery. All right, this is another episode of Play Select. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, suggestions, or whatever, gripes, or just celebration things to say, just let us know, and we'll see you again next week, all right? Peace outside.